Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to your all football show. Well, you see where his face is going? Well, you can smell what Larry's cooking. That's football, ladies and gentlemen. Less than 2.5 weeks from the regular season when the Philadelphia Eagles destroy the Dallas Cowboys with all those receivers and all those corners and everything they got. They got another receiver today, John Michi from the Texans. The rich get richer, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the rich get richer. Speaking of rich, the future rich man of the world. Game Time 365 Sports, Mr. Larry Patterson. Larry, tell the world how you're doing, sir. As I flex
I'm
the
doing,
as
I'm
I
doing
flex the
very.
24-inch pythons.
Oh man, put those things away, man. You put somebody's eye out, man.
Yeah. I don't want to put nobody's out. What
Nah,
you
man,
gonna
I'm
do,
doing.
brother? What you gonna do, brother, when Rob and Larry come running wild on you, brother?
Man, that's crazy. I was thinking about Hulk Hogan today, and like those '80s, the '80s wrestling era, the whole early '90s. Like, man, that was great, man. We had no responsibilities then, just wrestling and just childhood.
We still ain't got no responsibilities. all we got to do is pay bills and go home. We still ain't got no responsibilities. I wish I was responsible for a boat, a yacht, or something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Some type of E-class Benz or something. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of responsibility, I'm so glad you said that. Let's talk about responsibility. Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's talk about Mike Tomlin, who has not played Aaron freaking Rodgers yet in the preseason. Larry, please tell the world why this is a huge mistake by Mr. Mike Tomlin. And could this be setting up the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin for an inevitable divorce?
Well, I look at it like this: they have another week left. Aaron Rodgers has proved himself. Yes, he has been, not so much Aaron Rodgers that we're accustomed to, but he had one preseason game left. Let's see if he can get a couple series, maybe a couple snaps in that one. Does he really need the snaps like at this point in his career? Don't we really know what Aaron Rodgers is right now? I'm gonna ask you that. And to me, I don't think it's really that big of a deal. Yes, you want the every snap and every rep with with get some consistency going on with your weapons there. You want to get used to those weapons. You're chasing a championship here. Mike Tomlin is in probably his last year here.
No, it's not probably it is because we've seen what Aaron Rodgers has done. Look at the
You
coaches. Look
say
at Mike
it is?
McCarthy. Look at Robert Saleh. Look at what's happened. What were the Jets last year? And we're gonna bring your guy up again, Russell Wilson. Young, I know he's not your favorite guy in the world, but Russell Wilson's playing the preseason, even though they have a new guy in Jackson Dart. He's playing in the preseason. He made the playoffs last year. There are guys out there like Patrick Mahomes who threw one pass, but at least still out there. Justin Herbert, who gets hurt probably 3 or 4 times a year, but still goes out there and plays. Guys who have been established, they're playing. This guy is 41, 41 years old, turning 42. He needs the reps. He's out there with a whole new cast of characters, a whole new running game. You got DK Metcalf, and we've already discussed DK Metcalf, how sometimes his routes can sometimes stop. Sometimes they can get a little unorganized. You're the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay? You got Cleveland early in the season. Can you imagine if he goes out there and throws up a stinker against Cleveland? But I'm going to have to warn you, that Cleveland defense is going to be kind of good this year. So I'm just telling you, if the Pittsburgh gets into a little bit of a stinker against the Browns, could you imagine Aaron Rodgers throwing the game against Cleveland early in the season when they basically don't have a quarterback right now? Well, they have a quarterback. They just don't want him to play after the performance we saw yesterday from Dylan Gabriel, but we'll get to that later. Okay? We know who the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns should be. Okay? And we also know who the quarterback is of the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's Aaron freaking Rodgers. The Aaron Rodgers who hasn't been to the playoffs in, 3 years? The Aaron Rodgers who doesn't like to be controlled? Has Aaron Rodgers been a little quiet in Steelers camp so far? Except for the fact he had a little helmet snafu, just like the last time we had a player that had the little snafu was Antonio Brown when he ran out the back of the house and lost his mind. So let's hope Aaron doesn't lose his mind. Aaron Rodgers is a great all-time quarterback, but it does not exclude him from playing in the preseason. Mike Tomlin, your career in Pittsburgh is on the line. What was that famous line? What was that famous line? Murder, murder, your life's on the line. Wasn't that 50 Cent before he took out Murder Inc. and Ja Rule and everything? On wax. Yeah. Mike Tomlin, your career's on the line in Pittsburgh, dog. I mean, unless you plan on going to Tennessee with Cam Ward, which we'll talk about later. As if Cam Ward is even there next year. We'll get to that.
As if he's in, you're right.
I mean, where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? You gonna be in Dallas after they fire the coach after a year of house? Where are you going? You know they're gonna want you on TV. Mike Tomlin, Pittsburgh is where it's at for you, buddy. Come on.
So here's the thing. Let's hope that he does get some snaps in some series in the last game. He does need it. However, they've been having joint practices and doing training camp and stuff like that. So which is some type of experience. Word to Amon Washington, who me and him kind of got into a disagreement about whether these quarterbacks should be playing or not. But that's a different story for a different day. I do think that Aaron does need to take some snaps in this next game coming up, just to get that chemistry going in there. Him too.
He's another one that should be playing because his coach, in my opinion, his coach Kevin O'Connell, even though he's not on the hot seat, he better watch himself too. Listen, look, Larry, we've seen it, buddy. We've seen it. We've seen some legendary coaches who won championships lose their jobs in the last year. Yeah. Look what happened in Denver in basketball. Look what happened with Denver. Look what happened to some other coaches. It can happen. It can happen. Look at your coach in the New York Knicks. Got that team to an Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years. A team ain't won a championship since 1972. And they fire him. So that's what I'm saying. It's like no one is safe.
Even when you're winning.
It's a whole bunch of pressure right now. And the pressure busts pipes.
Even when you're winning, you're always on watch. And I'm amazed that Mike Tomlin has been in Pittsburgh this long.
Not a losing season 1 year. And it's had some horrible quarterbacks. This is probably the best you've had since Ben Roethlisberger was there. Okay. Well, I can't say that because you had Russell actually been in 2 Super Bowls and should have had 2. But we all know what happened when Coach ran.
He went to the playoffs with Mason Rudolph. I don't want to hear that.
Okay. What happens if they don't make it this year, Larry? What happens if and when they don't make it this year?
Then I guess they move in a different direction in head coach and quarterback.
Is Will Howard the better quarterback right now at this point?
Obviously not. I will say though they if he had the opportunities, if Aaron Rodgers wasn't there, who knows what could happen.
So what happens if Aaron Rodgers comes in he starts to ball? That's another thing I want to tell everybody. The word balling, the word people use the word ball out. I heard that with Dylan Gabriel yesterday. Stop using that word for every damn body. It don't apply to everybody, okay? What happens if he comes out and balls out, but then J.J. McCarthy struggles? How bad is that going to look on Minnesota when they could have had Aaron Rodgers? How bad is it going to look on Minnesota when they could have had Brett Favre 2.0 possibly?
I mean, Pittsburgh almost paying him like $20 million a season, though. $20 million this year.
I mean, it looks bad on Minnesota because isn't Minnesota the same team who passed over the guy who I said was one of the better quarterbacks in the draft, Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Minnesota, couple of snafus here and there. So I'm telling you right now, Larry, there are a bunch of teams right now. It's not just Pittsburgh. There are a bunch of teams that are going to suffer from this Aaron Rodgers thing. I mean, what happens? I mean, what happens if Russell Wilson comes out and beats the Commanders week 1, and the Steelers lose their first game out? I mean, come on, man, come on. Can you imagine Russell Wilson goes out and out-throws Aaron Rodgers week 1? You know how embarrassing that's going to be for Pittsburgh? Or if Justin Fields goes out and outplays Aaron Rodgers, I believe they played the Jets week 1. Can you imagine? After he was, 3-2, 4-1 for that team? Come on, man.
4-1 starting out.
4-1 starting, yeah. His only sin was he lost to Dallas, which wasn't his fault. The defense allowed Dakota to score at the end of the game. Come on, man. Come on, man. He was one snafu away from being undefeated in that run. Come on, man. I'm just saying.
He was. We'll see what happens, man.
So give me a percentage. Give me a percentage 1 0 to 100 on if Aaron Rodgers will get his third coach fired.
I'm going to say 15%.
Ah, you kidding me? Oh, I'm going all the way up to about 60.
15% only because I'm expecting a lot out of Pittsburgh this year.
Okay, so is week 1 going to tell you a lot against the Jets?
No. I mean, well, it'll tell. It'll be a nice story, by the way. Aaron Rodgers facing against his former team, but against that defense, if Aaron Rodgers can be able to outduel, Justin Fields and facing that defense, then I think it'll tell some other story. But you still got 16 other games to play after that.
What if Pittsburgh, with their defense, what if next year that defense continues to be that defense we saw at the end of last year? They couldn't stop a lick. Man, I'm just telling you, Larry, man, because that defense did not look like the same defense. TJ Watt is a great player, man, but we talk about all these guys and their playoff aspirations, and we talk about Michael Parsons.
TJ Watt getting paid this offseason as well.
TJ Watt. And he doesn't show up in the playoffs. Just saying, buddy. But I have a feeling, but this is what I'm saying, Larry. I believe Aaron Rodgers, and I don't think this, I know this, he gets a pass all the time, no matter what he does. It's like the episode of the Boondocks when the dudes go into the store and they're not the terrorists. They're not the terrorists. You know who was it? Charlie Murphy and crew? They shoot up the store, but everybody looking like the terrorists. They look at the Arab dudes as being the terrorists. Just like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, no matter what he does, Aaron Rodgers can walk into the store, boo, boo, everybody's gonna arrest the other man. So everybody just overlooks everything with Aaron Rodgers. It's okay, nothing to see here. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. We need to do. It kind of reminds me of. I know we don't. I hate to bring wrestling in here. It's like the John Cena thing where they talk about the whole MIB. Where they did the little flash and everybody forgot about it. This right here is something where they want you to forget about everything Aaron Rodgers passed. Okay, just like they want you to forget about the Chicago Bulls and them losing to the Orlando Magic back in the day in the playoffs. Certain moments in sports they just want you to forget about. They want you to forget about the fact that Aaron Rodgers got hurt a couple of years ago. Aaron Rodgers Jets stunk last year. They kind of want you to forget that. But we don't forget that. We understand that, and we know what the hell is going on here. So I'm just saying.
I am going to say, I think you said something about the John Cena. You told me the heel turn.
Yeah, that it's like when like Will Smith came in and the Men in Black and he hit the button. You will not remember anything. Flash.
Me personally. I think the Cena heel turn is magic, but that's just my opinion. But anyways,
it was magic for that night. But just like Aaron Rodgers, It'll be magic when he doesn't succeed because we all know what's about to happen. Now, next topic. Let's talk about Travis Hunter. They say that he's going to start on offense, I believe, the second wide receiver. So you have the main receiver, and then he'll be the second receiver, one until he becomes the one day. And then I believe he'll be your fourth string cornerback for now. Let's talk about offensive stats. Larry, we understand this is a huge year for Trevor Lawrence, who also is one of those guys who has the flash bang as well, because, of course, everybody's going to forget about the fact that, he stunk the last couple of years, but it is what it is. What does he need to do offensive-wise, and what are your predictions for Travis Hunter offensive-wise this year?
My predictions for Travis Hunter this year, offensively, I'm going to say, he's going to have to share targets with Brian Thomas. I'm not going to say 100 targets. It could be 100 targets. Could be over 100 targets. All depending on how Liam Cohen is going to be operating this offense with Trevor Lawrence.
Is it enough? Is it enough? Before you give me your numbers, is it going to be enough to compete with the Texans?
It's going to have to be. It's going to have to be.
I mean, this team was 8-2 a couple years back, and then they fell off the face of the earth.
Exactly. So, when you add a dynamic player in Travis Hunter, I'm gonna go off the bat. Like, I'm gonna say at least 100 targets, and I'm gonna say 80 something, between 80 and 90 something catches.
Mm-hmm.
Barely at 1,000 yards because you got Brian Thomas on the other end. I'll say that. I say barely scratching 1,000 yards, but it's of course, you following sports so long, the stats really don't. Who cares about the stats? I mean, we care about the stats, but who really cares about the stats?
No, the stats here are very important for him. Very important. Yeah, I think they're very important. Very important.
They're important, but I think impact.
Yes, I'll give you that.
Impacting moments of the games will tell us more about him.
So when you look at him, right? So on the offensive side, I look at maybe 70 to 80 catches first year, but I do think that he'll be critical, Larry, as far as when you're talking about late in the fourth quarter. He has that stamina. I've never seen a guy with this much stamina before. And what he could do is he definitely can affect your game plan. Because one thing that he can do, he can tackle. Meaning, what is one of the more important factors in the NFL today? The middle of the field and your tight end. He is definitely one of those guys who can cover a tight end. He is definitely one of those guys that can take away your number one tight end, and that is critical over the middle of the field. He's another guy that you can also use for what, Larry? He could do the Brian Dawkins type role, blitzing. Their secondary is not the greatest, but it's decent. And when you're talking about that dime nickel spot, you're talking about being in that slot corner position. You're talking about coming off that edge. You come off that edge, you rush that quarterback. You have to have your linebackers disciplined, especially when they're covering that middle of the field, especially when you're talking about getting those quick first downs, things like that. You're talking about coming out. You're talking about lining up. I'm going to line up on you. I'm going to look you right in your face, but then I'm going to show blitz. That shows what that offensive coach and that quarterback are doing scheme-wise. So if that quarterback can't read, then you have a problem. But if you have an experienced quarterback, yes, they can change into something, but you still have to be able to stop that guy. That means you have to get your running back. You have to maybe get a tackle to come off and maybe hit a block. It's a lot of different elements. That's why this is chess, not checkers, my friend. And Travis Hunter is a very smart football player, and you can do a lot with him because he is such an intelligent football player. I think that's one thing, Larry, that we do not give him credit for a lot is his intelligence on the football field. This is a guy who went from Jackson State to Colorado. Remember, this guy was supposed to go to Florida State. This guy had the ability to go play at Alabama, all different types of places. But he was doing this at Colorado. Him and Shedeur, when they barely had a decent enough line to do anything. So just imagine now. He has a quarterback that has an arm like Shedeur, but that offensive line should be decent this year. Imagine what he can do. And then on the defensive side. So his stats for me, 70 to 80 catches, and I have him getting at least 3 to 4 interceptions this year, with one possibly taking one back to the house.
I'm
That's
just
how I
saying
look at
2 to
it.
3 interceptions.
It's possible. It's
It's
very
possible.
possible. Yeah, and then Larry, when you look at that division, you got the Houston Texans, who I'm really high on. Okay,
They
but
could be dangerous.
they are susceptible to being beat at times. The Texans can be beat at times. Then you got the Colts. You got the opportunity there to really get some interceptions, my friend. In the NFC South, you got a chance to get some interceptions. You definitely
Especially
got a
who's
chance to
that
get some
quarterback.
interceptions. And who was the last team in the South? Who was
The
it? Texans, Titans. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, the Titans are the type of team, they'll give you the game. They'll give you opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Especially when the Titans defense is usually really decent. But the Titans, that division as a whole is very I'm trying to think of the word for it. It's very unpredictable. But right now,
Yeah.
that division, and I don't think me and you had this conversation a few years ago, but I said this because I remember when CJ Stroud came into the league. I said, Larry, this is going to be strictly a Titans and Jaguars division. And right now, that's what it looks like. If Travis Hunter can bring you anything, and I'm not even saying necessarily, Larry, that they got to win this year, but you said one word that was so critical, and I love that you said this. This was impact. I don't think the Jags are playing for this year. They're playing for next year and beyond. That next draft pick is going to be critical. If they can trade a piece, it's going to be critical. Jacksonville has a history of being a great franchise, dog. I mean, this is not just a team that you're just going to run over and say, "Oh, this is not a traditional franchise," or they're not that good. No, this is one of the great traditional franchises that should have had at least a Super Bowl reign. Yeah, they are. Think about it. Think about this. Think about the early 2000s.
In spots.
Well,
For the
I mean, in
most part, they've
spots.
been terrible.
Listen, there's a guy named Shannon Sharp who still has nightmares because of what he did, of what that team did to your team. He still has nightmares to this day. It almost
Yeah,
had
that's
John
right.
Elway retiring, and then y'all came
Yeah.
back next year and absolutely murdered them. But this is also the same team who retired Dan Marino. Let's not forget 65. What was it? 65-13. Let's not also
Something like
forget.
that.
Let's not also forget. Blake Bortles was about 5 or 10 minutes away from going to the Super Bowl on Tom Brady's ass. But that's how great Tom Brady is. But I'll give you that in spots. But those spots have been very good spots. And and I know when Jacksonville's been good, Jacksonville is good. When Jacksonville's playing quality football, they're playing quality football. And this is the type of guy, again, I bring up Jackson State, Colorado. Look, even though Shador's impact was so huge, Prom's impact was so huge, this was the #1 player in the nation, and he went to Jackson State. And look what he did to that program. Look what he did to help turn around Colorado. Larry, they knew who the ball was going to.
Yeah.
They knew who the ball was going to. Now you got Brian Thomas on the opposite side. Listen, man, if Trevor Lawrence can't make this work, then he is not who we thought he was. If you're Trevor Lawrence and you cannot get it done, you are not the quarterback that we thought you were. You got Brian Thomas. You got this young man over here, and Travis Hunter. You got the running game. Come on, man.
I think Bashir Tootin is going to be. He's taking that running back spot. I know we're talking about Travis Hunter, but we talk about that team. And then one thing I like what you said about blitzing, him coming off that edge. He's going to be so fast coming across there. Who's going to be able to get him?
I mean, look, Larry, he runs damn near almost a 4.2. He's that fast, man. I mean, we've really. I think that in the offseason, we really have not given this man the credit that he deserves. I mean, let me look at his measurables real quick. I think Travis Hunter is between 6'2" and 6'3". Travis Hunter is, what is he?
6'2" somewhere.
He's 6'1". See, that's what I'm saying, man. He's 6'1.5", and he looks bigger than 6'1.5". He's 185. But he looks bigger than 185. He looks bigger than 6'1". I mean, this dude has done so much, man. I mean, yeah, he's still a rookie, but man, I think his impact is going to be It's gonna be just blazing.
It's going to be amazing how they use him. And this year is very critical for that because that goes into how you're going to use him the next season after that, and the next
Yes,
season after that. So
yes.
I'm interested. I'm interested to see how they use him this year. I know offense is going to be the most where he's going to get most of his snaps, but then on the defensive side of the ball, how many snaps is he taking on the defensive side of the ball? Will fatigue come into that because you playing at a professional level now, so it's not college where it's different. So that's where I'm interested in seeing. And then when you talk to, I'm gonna jump back to what you were talking about him coming off the edge. I mean, dog. By the time a running back be able to pick that up on pass pro, like he's going to be right there at the quarterback already.
Well, that's why it's
So
so critical. Well, Larry, that's why it's so critical for me that, especially like I said, in that division, like you talk about everything. Like you look like a guy like Tony Pollard for the Titans is going to be critical. One thing with Tony Pollard, he's very, very good when it comes to pass. He's gotten better as pass blocking, but I still will take Travis Hunter in that mode going against him. Now you're talking about the Texans. That's what kind of worries me about the Texans a little bit because Joe Mixon's going to be out, dog, and we don't know how long he's going to be out. So who's going to step into their role? Who is going to give you that critical pass blocking? That's very important. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are 10 minutes. Yes, we are 10 minutes away from Bills Bears. The highly anticipated preseason debut of Caleb Williams in 10 minutes. Talk about wanting to see somebody. Caleb Williams in 10 minutes.
oh man,
Yeah.
he's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. So final word, Larry. Just give me your final stats again on Travis Hunter, both offensively and defensively.
Defensively, I would say about 2 to 3 picks. Offensively, I want to say over 100 targets with about 80 catches, under 100 yards. No,
Okay.
under 1,000 yards. My bad.
Let me ask you this real quick too. Can Jacksonville screw this up?
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm a person that gives everybody a fair chance. Hell, I gave Nathaniel Hackett a fair chance. See what they got me.
And
See what they got us.
what I tell you? Hey, what I tell you before the season though? Did I not tell you? Did I not tell you how that was going to end up? Did
Yeah,
I tell you I did not like the move? Yes or no?
yeah.
I told you from the get-go. I did not like that move. That set y'all back a couple years. It hurt my guy Russell. If he had Sean Payton from the beginning, it'd have been a lot better. But at the end, we got Bo Nix in Denver. I'm happy for that because I'm a Bo Nix guy, even though he should have gone to the Minnesota Vikings. Speaking of the Minnesota Vikings, let's talk about a guy who was a long-term Viking. Stephon Diggs. Larry, you ready for these stats? I'm gonna give you some stats here, buddy.
Go ahead.
So this first wide receiver I'm about to talk about, we talked about this in a little bit in our pre-show meeting. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have pre-show meetings because that's what we do. We make sure that we take care of business. This one wide receiver, all time, has 766 catches, for 11,059 yards with all time 67 touchdowns. You think that's Stephon Diggs or another wide receiver?
Repeat that stat again. You went out for a second.
766 catches. This one player played, I think 10 years because Stephon Diggs played 10 years and this other player played 10 years. So I'm mashing it up. I'm gonna give you the numbers. This player is this Stephon Diggs or not? 766 catches, 11,059 yards, and 67 touchdowns. Was that Stephon Diggs or someone else?
That's Stephon Diggs.
Nope, that's someone
It's
else.
not.
Nope, guess who it was, buddy?
What?
Hold on. Let me take him off. Shoot, I don't know what I'm doing. Let me go back here. That, my friend, was none other than Chad Johnson. So now I'm going to give you. So now I'm going to give you Stephon Diggs numbers because this is kind of the comparison that we kind of always get. Can these guys be Hall of Famers, et cetera, et cetera. So we go to Stephon Diggs all time. He came in the league in 2015, and this is his ninth year, not even his 10th year yet. We're going into his 10th year. 857 catches, 857. That means he's 143 away from 1,000 receptions, 10,491 yards. That means he's creeping closer, and 70 touchdowns. He scored his most touchdowns in 2022 with the Buffalo Bills when he had a career high 11. And here's the interesting thing, Larry. I've said this before with Chad Johnson because people have always asked me, is he a Hall of Fame wide receiver? Well, I say Chad Johnson only had 1 year where he had double-digit touchdowns, and that was 1 year. He had never had over 100 receiving yards in a year. His highest was 97 in 2005. Now we go back to Stephon Diggs, Larry. 107, 108, 103, 127, 102. Boom. Chad ain't never had no 100 reception year. Here's the other thing as well, Larry. Who did Chad Johnson have consistently most of his career? Do you remember who that quarterback's name was?
Carson Palmer or
Carson Palmer.
Dalton?
Yep, the same Carson Palmer who went to Arizona and got the team to the NFC Championship game. The same, yep. Now, This is the same guy who took Case Keenum to the NFC Championship game. Let me repeat what I just said. The same guy who took Case Keenum, and I know I'm a Case Keenum guy, to the NFC Championship game. He's been inconsistent with quarterbacks throughout the years. Mind you, people don't want to give this credit, but let's keep it real. Josh Allen wasn't throwing dimes and winning MVPs until Stephon Diggs got there. Yes, he won MVP this year, but he actually taught him how to become a really good quarterback. And Minnesota, Buffalo, what did they both have in common? I just said it, Larry. They both got to NFC and AFC championship games under the tenure or under the leadership of Stephon Diggs. If he can get this team, this Patriots team, who are becoming very, very quietly, very talented, Travion Henderson, who somehow slipped to the second round. Don't ask me how. When I said he should have been a first-round pick, let him have gone to Denver. Let him have gone to Denver or Washington and see what would have happened. You got a dynamic wide receiver, running back, with a quarterback, a quarterback who basically, I'm trying to think, what was I trying to say? You have a quarterback in, I lost my thought for a second, Larry, my bad. Refresh, because I got so hyped, man. I think my blood pressure got to me. What was I saying? Get me back on track.
A quarterback. I was trying to follow you myself. A quarterback. Were you talking about his past quarterback?
Yeah. Shoot, man. I lost my complete thought, man. Let me see. I lost my whole complete thought. I was
think about that for a second. I'm going to ask you this though. Do you think he makes Drake May better?
Yes.
With his addition, do you see, depending on if he's staying healthy with the weapons that New England has now, does he help New England reach a playoff berth this year?
Definitely. And the thing is, I'm not a Drake May guy, but I wasn't a big Josh Allen guy back then too. But he taught this guy how to become professional. Now, again, I know what I'm talking about now. So you think about it, right? Stephon Diggs has played with Sam Bradford. You look at the lights of Kirk Cousins. Hey, look, he helped Kirk Cousins.
With Bradford?
I believe so, in Minnesota. And yeah, I remember something too. He helped Kirk Cousins make a lot of money in Minnesota for a long time.
Yeah.
Josh Allen became a better quarterback because of him. Now, mind you, last year he only had 47 catches, but that was halfway through the year. Imagine he played the whole year. In fact, Houston, you imagine Houston had him the whole year.
Yeah,
It's the same Houston team that got all the way to the second round and gave
yeah.
Kansas City a scare.
He was off to a
So all
great
I'm
start.
saying there, yeah. So all I'm saying, man, is that if he can go to New England and he can do anything close to what he's done on those other two stops and get them to at least a title game, oh man, he's definitely Hall of Fame worthy. And I think
Yeah,
also what I was saying like look at the caliber of quarterback. That's what my thought was. I apologize, everybody. My caliber thought, like look at the kind of quarterback the guy like Chad Johnson had his whole career, where he had Carson Palmer. He even had Andy Dalton for a little bit, I believe. And Andy Dalton is not great, but he was really daggone good quarterback. You know, Stephon Diggs has had inconsistent quarterback play his whole career. So if Drake May is who people thinks he is, think about what he can do with that.
and then the one quarterback that he did have, Stephon Diggs ended up getting injured. So now you get to play with a young second year quarterback who you can help groom. So
Yeah.
this could be a beautiful thing for Stephon Diggs with a 3-year deal, which is I don't know what the whole context of the contract is, but this could be a beautiful thing for him.
I
Oh,
believe I
yes,
believe 3 years, $60-some million. So
yeah,
I mean, pretty
yeah.
much, I mean, if he doesn't work out this year, he can get out the contract. But Larry, like I said, if he somehow does come in and does a great job, I mean, can he be a Hall of Fame wide receiver if he goes to New England? He actually does great things for them.
I believe so. Is he in a day and age? Let me ask you this: in a day and age
Mm-hmm.
where so many players like Calvin Johnson, I mean, great, but they haven't won championship. Calvin Johnson barely got to the playoffs only once, I believe, in his whole career. A player like Stephon Diggs in the moments, which moments are very big, and you think about how big that moment was when he caught that ball against New Orleans in that playoff game.
Oh, that was huge. That was huge because we can make an argument. We can make an argument to make sure I spelled his name right. We can make an argument that if the Saints win that game, there's a good chance they're going to the they're going to go into the Eagles, play the Eagles, and the Eagles are going to have a tougher time against them than they did against Minnesota. I thought Minnesota was going to give them the game, but also Minnesota has a history of winning big games in the second round and then going on that struggle. So it
And
looks
just
like Josh. It
absolutely
looks like
just
Josh Allen. It looks like Josh Allen is in clothes tonight. He is in uniform, so we'll see if he plays as we get ready to see this game between the Buffalo Bills and the Chicago Bears live on Fox NFL Sunday. But anyway, yeah, I just had to get that in real quick. I just had to get that in. The music in my ear and everything live from Soldier Field, the Fox NFL music. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
football is back, man.
It is. It is. And I believe that I'm glad you said back. The Patriots could be back too, Larry, very, very soon if they continue to progress the way that we think that they can progress. So this is huge for Stephon Diggs. I know people are gonna like to use the word legacy like that all the time, but this is absolutely huge for his legacy. Speaking of legacy, we got Julian Edelman, who I believe is a Hall of Fame wide receiver, but we'll leave that for another topic. That might be a topic next week. We might talk about Julian Edelman next week, but he's one of those guys from New England Patriots. Speaking of the Patriots, who is on set on Fox and Fox pregame, talking about the New England Patriots. So, speaking of Hall of Famers, we already know, Larry, that this guy, your nemesis right here, will be a Hall of Famer. There's no question about that. Let me ask you this: will he be a Kansas City Chief long term? In a day and time, where things can happen, will he be a Chief long term?
I don't see why not. I believe that ownership, what he's brought to them since his second year in the league, when he was, a full-time starter, second year in the league, he's got that team to like 5 out of the last 6 Super Bowls. I don't see well, in so much sports nowadays where like anybody is available for a trade or can go anywhere. I literally see a point where in Patrick Mahomes' career where I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think the Chiefs are going anywhere. A lot of people have got the Chiefs, having a down year this year. I don't think that's going to happen. I still think that they're going to be right there. So I think in the long run, I think that Patrick Mahomes would definitely be a Chief for the rest of his career, even retire a Chief, just for so much he's brought to that franchise. I mean, when was the last time that franchise had a Super Bowl appearance before he's gotten there? It's been a
I
while.
believe Super
Yeah.
Bowl 1 or 2, right?
Well, they played Green Bay, I believe.
Yeah.
Either way, it's been a while.
And then
So
they were the original Cleveland. They were the Cleveland Indians in the '90s because they could remember they couldn't get past you guys in the playoffs. Remember they were like 14-2, couldn't get past y'all in the late '90s when John Elway won a Super Bowl. Remember they had the Trent Greens of the world. They had all types of really good quarterbacks, but they could never get over the hump.
Right.
But Larry, you also have to contribute to a weakened division. But here's the problem, buddy. Here's the problem. The AFC West ain't weak no more, buddy. The Raiders are coming, my man. The Raiders are coming. The Raiders are serious business. The Raiders may not win a playoff game this year. They may not make the playoffs, but you're going to know they're there. The Chargers, they're going to run the football. They're going to be physical. Justin Herbert's going to give you a few games, but you know they'll be there. And then last but not least, there's a team that should have gone 2-0. A team that should have gone 2-0 against them last year. There's a team out there who's very dangerous with a top 3 defense. I'm talking about the Denver Broncos. The AFC West is dangerous. Now, regular season-wise, do I trust the Chargers? A little bit. Postseason, no.
I have a problem with the Chargers.
I have a problem with the Chargers too. But that's the thing. They're gonna be there because they're gonna run off some games where they're gonna look impressive. But we all know what they're gonna be, right? Just like the Raiders, they'll spend some game offs where they'll be competitive. They won't win, but we know that the Broncos will win. We know that the Broncos are here. We know that Bo Nix is here. We all know
Jarrett Stidham's been outplaying this year.
I mean, isn't this the same Broncos team who lost because of a bad field goal snap last year? If not for that, they win that football game in Kansas City. Even though the Kansas City's rested the starters, isn't the same Broncos team who destroyed them in the last game of the season?
No Patrick Mahomes, though.
It doesn't matter. You know what? I think they would have beaten Kansas City that day regardless. I think they beat Kansas City that day regardless. Patrick Mahomes signed a 10-year contract extension with the Kansas City Chiefs in 2020 for $450 million, which included $141.5 million in guaranteed money and average annual salary of $45 million. My question, Larry, basically is after this deal is up in 2031, and he's 29 now, he'll be 30 in September. By the time 2031 comes, he'll be 34, 35. Are you giving him another $500 million contract at 35? No. No. And by that, and what I'm saying, man, is by that time you're gonna have a team out there that's gonna be very desperate to overpay and get that man in the building. But by then he may be a little bit long in the tooth.
So they don't have to have any contract negotiations with him for a while.
No, not till about 2030, 2031. Because all they have, because they're like the Eagles, all they gotta do is move some money around with the salary cap. The Chiefs, like the Eagles, they know how to manipulate that salary cap more than anybody else in the National Football League. They somehow can manipulate it more than anybody else can. It's like they got insiders or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at this. So Patrick Mahomes was drafted in 2017.
Yeah,
he played the last game of that season, and then the 2018. So that's 2018, 2019. So basically, after 2 seasons, the Chiefs were like, hey, you know what? We're not even going to waste any time. Let's go ahead and get this wrapped up. Instead of you know who that's looking for those headlines. I credit to the Chiefs for the job that they do. I hate them with a passion, but credit to them. Much respect to them on the front office side of things that they do. You know, those things that don't get looked at too often. So yeah, I do think he stays there though. I don't think that he leaves that franchise at all. That's just me. Though.
I mean, like I said, I and the other thing is that we don't know if how long a guy in Andy Reid is going to be there as well.
Right.
We don't know how long Andy Reid is going to be, and I think that's also going to impact them very much as well. So the Chiefs have 4 championships in their history, and it kind of goes under the radar when we talk about Kansas City having championships all the time too. It kind of goes under the radar. They got 4. 69, 2019, 2022, and 2023. So basically from when they won in 1969, that was their last appearance. They had not been to the Super Bowl in almost 50 years. Yeah.
That frog voice SOB has came in and just ran through, just took it over. Just took it over. Chiefs had one Super Bowl prior to 2019. And now they have 3 in the last 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. And I see the league now finally trying to catch up. You have all of these different teams from different divisions trying, even in the NFC, the way that they're drafting, the way that their off-season process is going with signing free agents strictly to beat one team, and that's the Chiefs. Excuse me, another team, the Eagles too. Who, you know, these teams are equipping. Go ahead.
I'll send again a team that knows how to manipulate the salary cap.
Yeah. Look at him today, John Mechie. Like, I mean, it's a little trades like that. And watch John Mechie go over there and just absolutely just have just destroy things.
Speaking of smart, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry I had to do it, but this is remember the Titans. Bro, this is the Sunday Hype. Remember the Titans? I got the question mark there. That's Cam Ward as Denzel right there. My question to you, Larry: do you trust the Titans? Do you trust the Titans?
I don't trust them. I mean, you get rid of a GM after 2 years. Now you're signing another. Then you sign another GM, which come over from a championship pedigree. I will say so. Maybe that can be the key to something. But then, if this doesn't work out with this year with their head coach and Brian Callahan, he's going to be looking to get out of here. Then you're going to have another head coach coming in. That's Cam Ward's not his guy. So you got another head coach coming in. Yeah, Cam Ward's not his guy. Go ahead.
All I gotta say is that they did the Vince Young. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, so Cam Ward's not his guy. So that head coach can come in and just say, you know what, hey, we'll give him a good run. Hey, we'll go ahead and draft another quarterback. We'll have a quarterback competition, see how that goes, and then you know what, Cam, I'm sorry, you're out of the door.
We're both in agreement. Oh, by the way, I like this Fox NFL Sunday scoreboard thing now. Oh my God, now that's a scoreboard. The way they got the scoreboard, that's nice. Now, real quick, because we got to get through this analysis between the Bills and the Bears. Give me real quick your teams. Who do you have winning the NFC North and the AFC and the NFC East and NFC North? Oh my goodness, what a throw by Caleb Williams!
I'm not even watching the game.
Caleb Williams. In fact, we'll get to the NFC East and North. What a dime! Are you watching the game as well?
I'm not watching the game. I don't have it anywhere. I'm trying to get it on my phone. It's not working.
What a throw over the middle by Caleb Williams. That was a rope, my friend. To commit. That was a great throw. So he's got 2 throws so far. He's 2 for 2, 37 yards. All right.
Okay.
Another throw here. Another completion. Fighting for yards. Hey man, you can tell these receivers really want this for this guy, man. You
I
can
hope it
tell.
works out for him.
Man, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I put on the screen for us. We're gonna do some live analysis of this game. Because we want to talk about Caleb Williams. Do you think some of the criticisms of Caleb Williams has been unfair so far?
No.
Because I mean, look, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 3,500 plus yards with a quarter with a head coach we know is a better defensive coordinator than head coach.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some criticism about how the whole process has been in the training camp, but I'm wishing I could see the footage tonight, but trying to get my phone working here because we don't have a TV in the room that I'm in. So, but we'll catch up to those highlights later on. Back to the Titans. So your answer on the Cam Ward situation, or do you think they're failing him?
Yeah, I don't have much to add to it, Larry. I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
Okay.
And the picture will be making an appearance soon. I don't trust him. Straight up. I have nothing else to say, Larry. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't know what else I can say, man. I do not trust him.
Wait till he has
goodness.
Wait till he has like a great game and then you debut the pitcher.
Hey, Loveland from Michigan. The tight end just made a hell of a catch, man. Caleb Williams is now 4 for 4 on the night. Man, liking the way he's playing so far, Larry. Yeah, I don't trust the Titans, man, not at all. I trust that they're going to sabotage him. I trust that they're going to screw the process up.
I can see them screwing it up before they help him.
Bro, it's the Titans, and we have to look at their history, Larry. What is the one thing I say about what's my famous saying about the Titans? What's my famous saying?
Wide receivers go to die.
I mean, look at the history. Look at Jake Locker. Jake Locker went to Tennessee, and we ain't heard from him since. He's probably in the locker somewhere. They shut the door. They shut the door on Steve McNair. Didn't allow him into the facility.
Crazy.
Oh my goodness!
After what that man did for them.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't trust him. I just do not trust him. So I'm gonna go through our NFC East and NFC North picks. So this is my 4-1 for the NFC North. At number 4, I got Minnesota. I don't trust J.J. McCarthy.
Understandable.
And we've seen Minnesota in the past do Minnesota things. Number 3. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. Touchdown Bears. Touchdown Chicago. Zacchaeus with the long touchdown. Caleb Williams.
Gonna be keeping it.
Bro, let me tell you something. This Bears offense, it's just preseason, fam. It looks like the Lions offense, but faster.
Oh.
Dog, I'm telling you. I mean, and the Bills had some starters out there, I believe, as well. Man, let me tell you something. Sheesh. Larry, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I know it's just preseason. But if the Bears play offense like that, hey, listen, it's a whole bunch of you jackasses out there right now. You can't say nothing, can you? Because Caleb Williams went out there and went, what, 5 for 5, 6 for 6, over 100 yards on his first drive? Woo! So Minnesota at 4. You know what? I'm going to go out on the limb. I got the Packers at 3. I got the Bears at 2 and the Lions at 1. Because, Larry, again, it's just preseason. But what I just saw, that Bears team is different, my friend. That Bears offense looks different already. He's playing in rhythm. Do you know what it kind of reminds me of? It reminds me when Sean Payton went to the Saints and he changed the whole trajectory of that franchise. That's what it looked like, dog. I understand it's preseason, but the precision, everything that I just saw, Larry, you got to go back. Larry, I promise you, you break down football like I break down. I have never seen an offense in the preseason look like that. They are ready. I mean,
I've seen the one pass that he had to Cole Kmet that was over the middle. That was awesome. That was an awesome throw right there.
But then that throw to Zaccheaus, and then the way Zaccheaus just broke contain and got through that defense. Oh, I'm about to post on social media. Yeah.
So here's my NFC North pick, real quick. So I'm gonna have Detroit in last place, in fourth.
Are you serious? Is that because of? Let me ask you real quick. Is that because of the coordinators and people aren't paying attention to what the coordinators being gone is gonna cause?
Could be a factor. You can't overlook that. And then I'm gonna go Minnesota at 3. No, I'm gonna go Chicago at 3, Minnesota at 2, Green Bay in first place.
So you believe in them that much?
In Minnesota?
5 for 7, 97 yards and 1 touchdown, Caleb Williams. So I'm saying you believe in Minnesota and if JJ McCarthy can come in and do what you think he can do, you think they'll be the second best team?
I believe so.
Okay.
With that defense.
Okay.
I believe so.
All right.
NFC North?
Yeah. Go ahead. Finish your last thought.
So the NFC North, I got Giants.
You mean the East? You mean the NFC East?
NFC. So we're in the East. Okay. We are in the East?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go Giants 4th. I'm going to go Commanders 3rd, Dallas 2nd, Philly 1st.
Listen, Larry, earlier today, I thought about this. And I thought about you for a second. And I thought to myself, when we talk about the Commanders, the reason I was thinking about Commanders possibly 3rd was because we didn't see a lot of injuries from them last year. This is an older team. A lot of people aren't paying attention to the entire Terry McLaurin thing, in my opinion. It's bigger than what people say it is. If Debo doesn't show up, they're in trouble. Okay? That defense, even though it was good last year, it was susceptible to giving up some big plays. Go back to the last time we saw that defense.
Yeah.
Hell, look at when we saw in the first preseason game. If a couple of injuries here or there, they're screwed. So I'm going to give Washington the benefit of the doubt here, but very slightly, because I think Dallas is not going to be as bad as people think they're going to be this upcoming year. I think they'll still be not great, but it's a toss-up. I got Giants at 4, but it won't be for long. Especially if their quarterback situation gets right, it won't be like that in the next couple of years. Dallas at 3, Washington 2, and of course the Kings of the East, the Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas ain't getting close. Dallas will be lucky if they get within 30 points in the opening game. They'll be lucky if they get within 30. And if they do make that a close game, that's going to tell us all we need to know. But
I'm hoping for a good game, though.
I mean, we all are, Larry. But man, the Eagles have been hibernating. They've been quiet. They haven't said anything.
Yeah,
they've been chilling in the background while everybody else got all this drama going on.
Polishing their rings off.
Polishing their rings.
Getting the banner set.
Getting the banner set. Yeah.
And then, hey, look, you guys are the circus each and every offseason, and we're sitting here bringing our banners down, and you got to see that.
Hey, but guess what? But here's the thing, Larry. They can call the Cowboy circus all they want to. What do the news? What do the news talk about every day? Cowboys.
Cowboy.
We don't talk about them here because guess what we do? Here, guess what we do? We talk about all teams because that's what we do on this show. The networks can't help but talk about the Cowboys. And look, if a lot of us had Jerry Jones' sense, guess what? Most of us be millionaires.
Yeah.
Be billionaires.
Absolutely.
I mean, listen, do I agree with everything Jerry Jones does? No. But at the same time, as I told you last week, just like with Daniel Snyder, just like I in my heart of hearts, I felt that there were a lot of excuse making going on. Just like in Washington for years, I thought there were a lot of excuses going on. Because Daniel Snyder had put together some really good teams, but they just couldn't get it done. Sometimes you got to put the blame on the players as well. Washington over years have had some really good teams, Larry. Some really decent teams. And sometimes you got to put that on the players. So, but update here on the game. Zacchaeus is back for the kick return. 4th and 19. The Bears defense comes out and absolutely pulverizes the Bills. No Josh Allen tonight, which is, I guess, a good thing because the Bears are flying around on defense. Nice kick by Robbins. And fair catch by Zacchaeus. The Bears will get the ball, I believe, on the 22-yard line. Wow.
Hey, we're gonna go through through this week's preseason games real quick.
Yeah.
Friday night.
Real quick. My fault. I'm sorry. Yeah, I gotta bring it up. So I'll get your thoughts real quick on those preseason games. Because honestly, Larry, when you look at it, when we look at week 3, when we look at the last week of the preseason, I don't think we're gonna get much, buddy. I don't think we're
this is going to the final spot of guys fighting for roster spots, and I don't think you're going to see too much.
Yeah. So Titans and Falcons, what'd you see from that? Go ahead. I know you want to go off. I know you want to go off about it. So go ahead. I saw Cam, your number 1 overall pick, only had 7 damn attempts. He had 8 in game 1. 7.
And he had 7 in game 2. I'm not understanding this. You would expect to have a lot, or showing a lot out of your franchise quarterback. If I'm drafting the number 1 overall pick and he's a quarterback, I want to see him throw that thing. I want to see more than 8 attempts and 7 attempts in back-to-back weeks. Now, what we're going into week 3, and he might not even play. Because you're going to protect them. So I'm not liking it. And then you got a week 1 game against Denver in Denver. Amon, I know you tried to say, who's Denver? I understand the Raider hate. No, I understand the Raider hate. But you're going into a hostile environment with Patrick Surtain on one side, and then the defense. I mean, come on, that's a crazy game for him to his first game to be starting off in that right there. That's a little crazy, but I want my quarterback to have as much experience as he can. Now, when you go into joint practices and stuff like that, yeah, that's experience too. But I want to see him on the field in game time situations. That's totally different.
Yeah, and then players. Receivers out there dropping balls and things like that.
Yeah.
But hey, man, Michael Penny's got to play, man. You got to make a decision. Am I right? Michael Penny's has got to play, right?
What's up?
What's up with that? What's up with that Falcons?
He's got. I don't understand, but I know one thing: if the Falcons do not win this year, guess who's out the door?
Yeah,
and it could be the GM, and it could be the head coach as well. So that's all I'm saying.
All right, next game: Chiefs and Seahawks. Really didn't see too much from this game. Larry. Drew Lock played a decent game. Jalen Milroe, Sam Darnold winning combined 7 for 9 in this game. So yeah.
Yeah, I was sleeping during this game. So.
yeah. So let's go to the next set of games. Cowboys, Ravens. Ravens continue to look really good. Their backups. Joe Milton's getting his feet underneath him. This was the Saturday night game. Cowboys. Looked like that the guy who I've been advocating for and talking about a lot of the offseason, Jonathan Mingo, had one good catch for 49 yards on 4 targets, but he got hurt. He had a knee injury, so that could derail him going forward. So that could derail him or whatnot. Eagles and Browns. Apparently Gabriel balled out, but he had 2 turnovers.
That's a lot of balling out, right?
Yeah, he really balled out there, buddy. And the Eagles look like they just look impressive. They look so damn impressive, man. I can't even describe it to you. Dolphins and Lions. The Lions lose another game in the preseason. This week you do not have the starters for the Dolphins play, but one guy I was very impressed with, Quinn Ewers. Watch that name, ladies and gentlemen. Watch Quinn Ewers possibly get an opportunity. Zach Wilson is there as well. Watch Quinn Ewers possibly get an opportunity if there's any type of injury. Hopefully not to Tua Tagovailoa over the season, but watch Quinn Ewers. I think he's going to be one of those guys that's going to get an opportunity for sure.
Also, Isaac Tesla, though, I think he was drafted in like the 3rd round by the Detroit Lions, 2nd touchdown in back-to-back weeks. And then
you already know he's gonna play. You already know he's gonna possibly make. Because I mean, look at the name Tesla. That is an endorsement deal. Even though his name isn't spelled like Tesla, I mean that right there, my friend, is a brand deal waiting to happen.
Yep. And then Meeks out there making plays as well. So next game, you got Packers beating the Colts 23-19. The Patriots getting the win over the Vikings 20-12. You got the Texans.
I was impressed by Travion Henderson again.
Absolutely. He's gonna be a stud. Texans getting the win over the Panthers 20-3. What'd you see in that game?
I see a Texans team who's gonna be in the AFC Championship game possibly.
I saw a Carolina Panthers team that's probably going to be picking in top 5 again.
I wouldn't say that, Larry, because of what I saw from them in the opening game. I really like the way McMillan played, but they really have got to make sure that they're going to have to score points this year. I'm going to put it like that. Carolina's going to have to score points. 49ers Raiders. Ashton Jeanty, we finally saw what he was all about. After people criticized him last week, Ashton Jeanty, 7 carries, 33 yards, and he bowled over a couple of people. So, yeah, really impressed by that. Saints and Chargers, Rams. You gave me the spiel about Stetson Bennett. Now a believer in Stetson Bennett. I think that he has some off the field issues. I think that he can be a decent quarterback. He can be a decent quarterback, but I'm not a believer.
Stetson was out there slinging that thing, man.
Yeah, but not impressed. Buccaneers, Steelers. No Aaron Rodgers, as we talked about before.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater, 2 touchdown passes right off the coaching field.
What a way to come back, Teddy. Teddy 2 gloves.
After the state of Florida screwed him over. Giants, Jets. Impressive.
Screwed him over for doing good, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Russell Wilson and Danny DeVito both had interceptions. Jackson Dart looked impressive. Now again, this ain't the regular season. He looked impressive. He did. It's just the truth. Listen, one thing about me, I'm not biased. It's just the truth. Broncos blew out the Arizona Cardinals. 27-20. Jarrett Stidham, 240 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Steady slinging that thing, man.
Pat Bryant looking good, 70 yards.
Round pick.
Yeah. Let's go to today. The Jaguars and the Saints tied, which is the most Saints thing in the world, tying the ball game up. And then, of course, we got the Bills against the Bears. Caleb Williams so far, 6 of 10, 106, a touchdown. With Zacchaeus, 1 reception, 36 yards, and a touchdown. So, yeah. And then tomorrow we have the Commanders and Bengals. I think that this is the last most important preseason game of the year. So I think everything in week 3 is going to kind of be watered down. So you're not going to see too much, Larry, because that's going to be like Thursday, Friday games. So how important is this game for the Commanders tomorrow?
Very important, especially for Jaden Daniels to get some snaps.
Do we need to see Deebo Samuel as well?
I believe we need to see him. We need to see him for a whole half of them. We need to see him at least.
And
we need to
I
see
know
him.
this is not the regular season, but we saw what happened the last time these two teams played. Two teams played, and Washington went up and down the field on Cincinnati. We saw how Cincinnati took a while for them to get going.
Yeah.
This is not a statement game because, again, it's the preseason, but we know that this is the game last year on Monday Night Football that really got Washington going. If you're the Bengals, do you need to come out? Do you need to come out and make a statement even in the preseason and say things are different? If you're the Bengals offense, and even if you're the Bengals defense, do you need to show, even though if you don't have Trey, even though you may not have Trey Henderson going in tomorrow night, do you need to say, hey, this is who we are? This is a different year.
It would help if Joe Burrow was to play like another series or two, just to keep the the arm hot. And you know how they started off shaky in the start of the season. It's so cold, but just to appease all the media people out there that complain about the Bengals starting off so slowly, it would appease them for at least Joe Burrow to play.
And rightfully so, and Larry, rightfully so.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So.
I think they're like 1-11, 1-11 when sometimes playing in like the first week 1 games or something like that. So let's you want to preview next week's games real quick on Thursday.
I do and I don't, because I feel like they're just going to be watered down at that point. You know, I don't think we're going to see any starters in week 3. Now, I will tell you this. Let me go to the games. I think a lot of the games, Larry, will kind of be, I'm not going to say irrelevant, but I do think that some of the games will still have some type of real impact. So we go through them. Like we talk about Bengals and Colts. That's a game that is going to be important, I feel. Well, let's go. Let me see. August 21st. Let's see. August 20th. Let's go to August 21st. Steelers and Panthers. I don't see Aaron Rodgers playing that game. No. Giants and Patriots. I think that's an important game for the Giants to determine who their starter is going to be. So I think that's still going to be an important game. What do you think about that?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, very, very critical. Jackson Dart needs to have a very big game to at least be considered. At the starting job to be considered. They still probably give it to one of the best, or Russ in particular, but Jackson needs to leave a lasting impression on this one.
Yeah.
Going to Friday night, you got Eagles and Jets at 7:30. Anything you need to see there?
No, I don't. I think that we've seen all we need to see from those teams. Cowboys, Falcons. At this point, no. If Michael Penix hasn't played by now, maybe I don't think Kirk Cousins is going to play either. But
Penix needs to play straight up.
He needs to, Larry, but I don't think he will. I mean, but you can also say that they're going to be playing vanilla defenses as well and not going to have any stars out there. Third preseason game, so I agree with you on that. Titans and Vikings. Do we need to see J.J. McCarthy?
I need to see J.J. McCarthy throw at least double-digit passing attempts in more than 1 or 2 series.
Bears, Chiefs.
First round pick. Hold on, first round pick. You need Kevin O'Connell needs to find out what he has in this guy. To give himself and this team full confidence. With the limited snaps that he's had, like this. Come on, it's crazy, man. Especially with Cam Ward too, 8 and 7 in the last 2 weeks. We need to see more attempts.
Bears, Chiefs. Do we see anything from those teams?
Nope. Well, Caleb Williams.
Ravens against Commanders. Do we see anything?
No.
Colts, Bengals. The Colts still need to have Anthony Richardson start the game. Have him play the first half, and then give Daniel Jones the second half.
Yeah, I agree.
Saints against Broncos. I need to see everything from the Saints. The Saints need to enter the clip.
They got
The Saints need to.
The final round of the quarterback battle between what's my guy, Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shough.
You know what? I take that back, Larry. I take that back. Sean Payton's going back to New Orleans. I think he's going to want to do some things. He may not play starters, but don't be surprised if he runs the score up if he can do it.
Oh, Jarrett Stidham and Sam Ehlinger might have them some days, with their bad defense over there.
Yeah. So pay attention to that game and pay attention to the Broncos maybe putting up some electric numbers. Rams and Browns. We need to see all the Browns quarterback. We need to see those young guys. We need to see Shador.
Agreed.
Texans against Lions. I don't need to see nothing.
Yeah, we're good on that one.
Actually, yes, I do. I need to see how the Lions backups are doing on defense because I need to know if injuries happen, like we said before. If injuries happen, can they step up?
Oh, I want to see Woody Marks too to see how he does. Joe Mixon's gonna be out for a significant amount of time. You gotta have that running back of the future there. So
I agree.
I want to see Woody Marks.
Seahawks against Packers. What do you want to see? Nothing at this point.
Yeah.
Jaguars, Dolphins. Man, not really, right? We've already seen all we need to see.
Yeah.
Unless you want to put Trevor Lawrence out there for a series. Yeah. Bills against Buccaneers. Nothing.
Nope.
Chargers, 49ers.
I want to see Amari and Hampton run the goddamn. I want to see Amari and Hampton run the ball. You spent the 20-something overall pick on the first round pick. He needs to run the ball. He needs to run the ball.
Raiders, Cardinals.
I don't really need to see anything else for real.
Gotcha. So we're going to last word. What's your last word tonight, Larry? As we've been on here almost an hour and 20 minutes dropping knowledge.
Another great week in the books. Football is here. I'm hungry. Let's go. That's my final thoughts.
I see Pam Oliver. I'm happy.
Oh, yeah.
I love Pam Oliver, by the way. I absolutely love Pam Oliver. I really do. I absolutely love Pam Oliver. Let me see. Is Caleb Williams playing this series? So my final thoughts is after all the talk and all the whatever about Caleb Williams, he came out, did what he had to do, played a really good first series. Second series, they kind of dropped the ball on me. You can kind of tell things went vanilla. But that first series, you can see that Ben Johnson came out to make a statement, and he made a statement. I like what Josh Allen has here. He's got the uniform on. I like when players, even though they're not playing a preseason, have the uniform on, look professional, things like that, because you're getting ready to play that regular season. So I think that's really critically important. Big week for football. The preseason, as me and Larry says, it matters. Stop saying it doesn't. It does.
53-man rosters get set after this week, so it's very, very huge.
Yep. Well, Larry, that's episode 3 of the Sunday Night Hype. Rob Johnson, Larry Patterson. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see y'all next week for week 4. And trust me, the hot seat questions don't get any colder. They're going to get hotter. And then when we come with you guys on our regular season, whoo, we're coming, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for watching the Sunday Night